Trevor Bauer, former Cy Young winner, Major League Baseball, an absolute stud.
Highest contract, highest paid player in Major League history at the time of his contract. That was in 2021 when the Dodgers gave him 3 years at $102 million. Carry on. Sorry.
He got 99 problems and a pitch ain't one. But he unfortunately got himself mixed up with the wrong kind of human who decided to fleece him for everything he had.
We should probably explain the full story from start to finish. So, to say that he is controversial and, in my opinion, misunderstood, I think would be one of the understatements of the year. Always done his own thing, gone to the beat of his own drum, doesn't do what society says, and what the commissioner Rob Manfred, whatever his name was, he was like public enemy number one. But the problem being is when you're the Cy Young Award winner, when you're one of the best pitchers in all of baseball at the time, you're the highest paid player in all of baseball, you kind of get away with that, like you've said. Is the off-ice problems outweighed by the on-ice performance?
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Bingo. And so he signs the deal with the Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers, coming from the Cincinnati Reds. And it must have been like 2 months, not even into the season, because I remember it was in June. There was this lady who comes out of the woodworks. All of a sudden, he's been accused of sexual assault. He's not allowed to fly back with the team. Then he's on indefinite suspension. And then all of a sudden, he's suspended for 2 years indefinitely, and he's not getting paid any of his money. And so obviously this happens. The lawyers say just stay quiet. So there's only one side of the story out for a while. But long story short, it took about a year, less than a year roughly, and the restraining order was thrown out, not sufficient evidence. And then all of a sudden, probably I'd say about 2 years in, so like mid to start 2023, the videos of her in bed with him started to make their way. So I guess she had fallen into his Instagram messages. Hey, you're really cute. Let's hang out. Insert whatever situation you comes to mind. He says, hey, good-looking girl, and he's admitted this publicly. I never really thought of this beforehand of, I'm the highest paid player in Major League history right now.
Yeah, target on your back, sir.
He said he never thought of this. He thought I'm just another guy because I'm a humble guy and I don't want to put myself above or below other people. Obviously, mistake number one. He invites her over, and she's a good-looking girl. I think the majority of men would say, I'd love to have a fun time with her, even if it's just for one night. And so apparently, long story short, Jacob Nix, one of the pitchers for the Pittsburgh Pirates, relief pitcher, gives her $50,000 to go and pursue this. And he wasn't a big fan of Bauer. And so part of this was go sleep with him and then file a fake SA claim against him. And so for whatever reason, because she's so willfully convicted in her stupidity, she's in bed with him. He's got a sleep mask on, and she's taking videos, like selfie videos, and there was captions on it, I got him, about to get my payday. Now, why you would do this is beyond me. We'll get to this in a second. So long story short, the judges throw this out. She's going on all these mainstream TV show or mainstream sports shows, and they're interviewing her, and they're basically absolutely cooking her. She can't stick to her story. And so as of this morning, the restraining order has been thrown out. The charges, the claim, totally dismissed. And now she must pay him $309,000 in damages. Now, keep in mind, the Major League Baseball League gave him the biggest suspension in league history. Nobody's ever gotten a bigger suspension. Dudes who use performance-enhancing drugs got less time. Guys who committed actual crimes, less time than Trevor Bauer. Even Deshaun Watson, who just signed one of the biggest contracts in the NFL at $230 million, has 20-plus sexual assault allegations. He gets paid, but Trevor Bauer, who is now innocent, can't get a sniff anywhere in Major League Baseball. He's been kind of exiled over to Europe and specifically over in Japan playing for the Bay Stars. And I don't know, I speak for Dave. His content that he makes on YouTube is fantastic. He's just a really interesting personality.
Well, what I liked him, when I first found him outside of Major League Baseball, was he was doing YouTube stuff where he decided to play on the old armchair quarterback, for lack of a better term, where he would show up to, like a high-level men's league baseball, fast pitch, and would say, hey, let's see if you can hit off a Major League pitcher. And all right, 30 pitches, whatever it takes, and just kind of showing the difference between high-level local baseball or even state baseball and the major leagues. And he's even gone with college kids and whatnot. I thought that was really good. It's kind of similar to what Bryson DeChambeau is doing as far as golf. He's going out to these municipal courses saying, can I go out and beat this record in one try? Just to show you that there's really good players in any game, and then there's professionals. You know what I mean? And that was very appealing to me because I like bridging that gap of pros versus Joes. When it comes to this situation, I am happy for him that his name has been cleared, but unfortunately the damage has been done. Like, it's been done. It's amazing how in this day and age that an accusation can literally crush you. Like, all it takes is an accusation. And it's unfortunate because people would say, well, he shouldn't have put himself in that situation. I agree. you have to really kind of check yourself, look in the mirror when you sign a big contract like that and go, yep, I'm in a different league now, literally. And there are people like there are people more so in the United States than there is in Canada. But I remember once upon a time, Will Smith, who, I don't, whether you like this analogy or not.
Smith?
Huh?
Will Slappin' Smith?
Yeah, the old Chris Rock.
Slappin' Smith.
He literally has a legal team that he has to hire because there are people that will just throw frivolous lawsuits. They're like parasites that jump on the back of elephants who are just along for the ride. You know what I mean? And they will make a career off of just suing celebrities for whatever reason. Like, oh, you used my likeness, or you said a word that I said once upon a time. Like the most frivolous things just to get a small payday and feed off of these big contract people. And people like that exist. They're living parasites. And it's unfortunate, but you have to realize, and he was a little slow on the uptake on that one. And unfortunately, it not only ruined a great opportunity to see greatness in baseball, which we saw for a very short flash, but even now that his name's cleared, Major League Baseball teams aren't willing to take a chance.
Well, and he's been very vocal on Twitter, like Max Scherzer, pitcher for the Blue Jays, just signed that big deal, and he's been very outspoken about this guy's getting how many hundreds of $1 million. I'll do it for league minimum, the lowest amount of money you can possibly pay me, and I'll just play for bonuses because I want to get the job done. I do it for free if I could, but with the CBA, we can't do that, and nobody will give him a sniff. And I can't help but ask the question, when you look at everything objectively, was Rob Manfred, Major League Baseball, looking for a way to just exile him and get rid of him because he's just too much of a headache, or for whatever reason? Because Trevor had come out and talked about how some pitchers will cheat, how some players will cheat with this like sticky ball residue theory and whatnot.
Oh, that's been going on for 100 years.
But he is the first one that really brought light to it, especially with the YouTube audience, where he just passed 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And so here's an opportunity. We're going to suspend you, no pay, get lost, see you later, alligator. See you next Tuesday, as they would say.
Well, and I'll make draw another parallel to golf where your last shot doesn't matter, your next one does. And I do appreciate the fact that he's like, okay, I don't think I'm getting another shot in baseball, so what can I do to build my brand and bring in revenue in other places? And he's putting a lot of effort into playing over in Japan, sharing that experience, and doing really well on YouTube. And I mean, as you and I both know, there's a great opportunity there to really kind of create your own brand and not have to rely on a league to do that for you.
I don't know if you remember this because I know it's been a couple of years, but when he was doing his Major League Baseball vlog series, I guess, shall we say, now you talk about the human aspect of pros versus Joes, interacting with your average fan or your average college player to kind of bring some perspective to these people to understand how good your Cy Young Award winner really is. But my favorite part of Trevor Bauer was when he would do the morning pitch, I assume kind of like morning skate in hockey, and he'd set up his camera, he'd have his microphone on his hat, and he'd go and shake every fan's hand that would see him warming up. He would go and talk to the fans. He would sign autographs, and he made the people that make Major League Baseball and make his career possible part of the show. And I just thought that it's totally on brand with what you said about, a little bit stupid that he didn't realize, hey, I'm the highest paid pitcher in all of history in Major League Baseball. I have to protect myself because there's a target on my back. But it is genuine that he's just a humble guy from humble beginnings. He was raised right, not above, not any less than anybody else. And
I'm not going to put the entire blame at the feet of anybody on this one, but
not even her?
When you have an agent, your agent isn't necessarily just there to broker a deal. Your agent should kind of be your wedge for kind of everything. You know what I mean? Because the agent, truthfully, lost out on a lot of money because of what happened. He or she, whoever that may be, or the agency in general.
Are you familiar with his agent?
No.
So her name is Rachel, and she's super involved in every aspect of his life. I don't know if this is post accusations, but she's always in the YouTube vlogs. He's always talking about her. They'll do road trips together. I don't know if they're dating or not. I kind of get that vibe. Maybe I'm wrong, but she's super involved in every aspect. She goes to see him in Japan. They'll do food hauls and whatnot together. So it does seem like she's very involved in the day to day. Well,
I mean, the one that he had when he signed that big deal should have insulated a little bit more, like sitting him down, going, "Okay, listen, here's the deal. This is a lot of money. You have to now know that you have that target on your back." You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that we keep seeing situations like this, not this exactly, but situations like this where these high-profile young stud athletes are being taken advantage of. And I just wish there was, I've talked about education for a lot of these players, regardless of what sport it is, and not only their finances, but investments and life in general. But there's a I think there's a lack of responsibility for the people that are kind of, putting them up on a pedestal on the way there, just going, you'll be fine. Good luck. Instead of going, whoa. Let's pull the balloons down a little bit here. Before you get up there, there's a few things you got to know. And whether or not you decide to take this advice, I got to tell you about it. And hopefully anecdotal situations like this will be a good point of reference for players moving forward. But who knows, man?
Well, and we got a summer series coming up where we got a whole bunch of interviews of various NHL current and past players, and one of them that actually stands out on this exact topic is we had a guy by the name of Ido Waldney. He's a high-estate, high-profile lawyer.
Out of Wisconsin.
Pride of Wisconsin,
Yeah.
the cheese factory of the United States, but he represents a lot of professional athletes. And he talked about exactly this.
He sent me some really nice cuffs, by the way.
Those are beauties.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the Trevor Bauer situation on the interview, which we coming up this summer, and all this type of stuff of being a target, having that target on your back. Even guys, you're driving out in public and somebody rear ends you from behind. Oh, well, I guess you're going to have to pay me out because you don't have a dash cam. You're in a rental car, something along those lines. But to Trevor Bauer's agent, Rachel, to Trevor Bauer, we would love to have you on the show. Dave and I, since day one, have talked about this situation smells fishy. This seems off. I don't like the vibe that I'm getting. And even if we don't even talk about that situation at all, if Trevor wants to talk about it,
let's talk baseball. Let's talk YouTube.
I would love
I'm down.
to pick his brain. I know he's over in Japan. Forget about the time change. We'll show up right here live in studio at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. We don't care. We'll get it done. We would love to have you on the show. You're welcome anytime.
Konnichiwa, domo arigato.
And our summer interview series, by the way, for those wondering, if you sign up for our Patreon page right now or our YouTube channels page, so when you're on the YouTube version of the show, there's a subscribe button. Click join. It's $5 a month. That's it. You'll get access to every single interview we have coming up this summer.
Ooh.
Day one,
Ooh.
which starts on June 29th, so in 3 weeks it's going to start. And names like Dale Weiss, Bill Ranford, Jimmy Phillips, my former teammate Trevor Babin, now goaltender for the Columbus River Dragons. We have the interview with Ito as well. We have TC Cummings, Navy SEAL. There'll be Matt Murray, Part 2. Dusty Emo, goalie coach for the Los Angeles Kings, Winnipeg Jets.
It's a pretty good lineup.
16 interviews coming up this summer. You'll get them all day one, $5 a month, plus any of the deleted episodes that we've had so far, or any of the extra Patreon exclusives and merch. $5. There's a link in the description.
And if you enjoy what you just saw, we do new clips every single day, twice a day on the Clips channel. You see clips right here. And beside Dave's crotch, we have a full-length show every single Sunday, right by my hand.
Click right here.